Okay, as a newbie to parapsychology, I've been looking at kind of introductory handbooks and so on. And I've got these two. An Introduction to Parapsychology by Irwin and Watt. This was recommended to be by Cal Cooper as we went through the University of Northampton library, which has got an extensive, an impressive volume of books for parapsychology. And then this one, Parapsychology, a handbook for the 21st century. Cardeñs, Palmer, and Marcusson-Clavertz. So I didn't know either of these books beforehand, totally new, opened them up, had a look. The first one, this one, the handbook, I absolutely love this book. It's objective, it's open-minded, it gives a comprehensive overview. I've realized actually that the intro to parapsychology, there's an introduction to clinical parapsychology course that we're doing. It's the same theme throughout. It's the same topics that it covers in that course. So it's a really useful handbook. And what's really nice about this book is different chapters have contributions from different authors. So within it, there's authors that I already recognise, appreciate, and have looked at their research before. So like Richard Broughton, Rupert Sheldrake, Dean Radin, they've all contributed, and others have contributed to this. So great book. I would recommend this one for my first impressions. This one, An Introduction to Parapsychology, however, when I read it, I haven't read the whole thing, but from the initial impression is I absolutely hated it. I didn't expect such a visceral reaction. I found the way that it was written really confrontational. At the beginning, there's lots of case studies, or 4 case studies of people with psi abilities presented in the book. And the descriptions are given in a very skeptical manner, and they're written in such a way that the only reason that the people have not been declared as fraudulent is because they've outsmarted the tests. I found it quite insulting. So I'm clearly on camp believer, and I'm now very aware that if I'm presented with something that is disrespectful of people's abilities, then I am more likely to shut off and not be open-minded and listen to what the arguments are, even if they're valid, because of the way they're presented. So I have to be really aware of that bias. But let me just share an example from the book of what I mean. So when it talks about Daniel Douglas Hume, it says here, while it may be true that Hume never was detected in fraudulent practices, it could be argued that at the time, techniques for investigating mediums were poorly developed and that Hume was subjected to very few tests by independent, suitably trained researchers of unimpeachable character. I mean, it's a comment, but it's like that throughout the intro to this book. I'll give another example with in reference to Leonora Piper. It says, at no stage during Mrs. Piper's very long career were investigators able to establish any positive evidence of fraudulent activity by her. Great, you think, yeah? But then it goes on to say, critics such as Hansel have rejected this perception with the retort that the investigators were people who were easily deceived. So it's just, I just found it really controversial, and I don't like it, and I'm not going to reference this book, but I am going to reference this one. So I'd love to find out what your thoughts are, and whether you've had any weird visceral reactions to any of the books that you've read, and I'd love to hear them. All right, cheers. Bye.